Well, I think it might be time to get this show on the road. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the January 2021 lockdown performance of the Bloomsbury Serenaders. Enormous virtual round of applause. Yay! My name is Russ Chandler. I'm your MC for the evening. A couple of bits of housekeeping before we start. One is please mute your microphones unless you're the featured performer. Otherwise it gets awfully messy. And let's face it, it's starting off pretty messy. And the other thing is, if you hear a fire alarm, there's no drill scheduled for today. But let's face it, you're in your own house. So I would really do something about that if I was you. Let's move on to our first artiste of the evening, singing one of the great songs of the music hall tradition and also the title of one of the best films ever made. Let's have a big Bloomsbury Serenaders virtual round of applause, please, for the wonderful Elaine Elliott. Take it away, Elaine.
Thank you. Lately I just spent a week with my old Aunt Brown. Came up to see the wondrous sights of famous London town. Just a week we had of it, all round the town we'd roam. I wasn't sorry on the day I had to go back home. Worried about me packing, I arrived late at the station. Dropped my hat box in the mud, the things all fell about. Got my ticket, said goodbye, right away the guard did cry. Then I found the train was wrong and shouted out, "Oh, Mr. Porter, what shall I do? I wanted to go to Birmingham, they're taking me on to Crewe. Send me back to London as quickly as you can. Oh, Mr. Porter, what a silly girl I am. Oh dear, whatever shall I do?" The porter wouldn't stop the train but laughed and said, "You must keep your air on, Mary Ann, and mind that you don't bust." Some old gentleman inside declared that it was hard. He said, "Pray look out of the window, miss," and tried to call the guard. Didn't I do with all me might? I nearly balanced over. But my old friend caught my leg and pulled me back again. Nearly fainting with the fright, I sank into his arms a sight. Went into hysterics and I cried again. Oh, Mr. Porter, what shall I do? I wanted to go to Birmingham, but they're taking me on to Crewe. Send me back to London as quickly as you can. Oh, Mr. Porter, what a silly girl I am. On his clean old shirt front then I laid my weary head. "Do take it easy, rest a while," the dear old fella said. "If you make a fuss of me and do not put me down, you shall share my mansion, dear, in good old London town." Wouldn't you think me silly if I said I couldn't like him? Really seemed a nice old boy, so I replied this way: "I will be your own for life, your inky doodle-love little wife. If you promise not to tease me when I say, oh, Mr. Porter, what shall I do? I wanted to go to Birmingham, but they're taking me on to Crewe. Send me back to London as quickly as you can. Oh, Mr. Porter, what a silly girl I am. Oh, Mr. Porter, what a silly girl I am."
Yay! Thank you, Elaine. Next train's gone.
Oh.
That was fantastic. Love that song. Love that film as well. So our next artiste for your entertainment this lockdown January Friday evening is another song from our regular, very wonderful performer, Ms. Janet Evans. Take it away, Janet.
In quaint native dress, an Italian maid was streaked in distress as the streets she strayed, searching in every part for her false sweetheart and his ice cream cart. Her English was poor, it cannot be denied, and so to herself in Italian she cried, "Oh, oh, Antonio, he's gone away, left me alone, all on my own. I want to meet him with his new sweetheart. And up will go Antonio and his ice cream cart." So sad grew the plight of this fair young lass, she'd faint at the sight of an ice cream glass. She dreamed nigh every day he'd come back to stay, but she'd fade away. Her old hurdy-gurdy the street she parade, and this she would sing to each song that it played. "Oh, oh, Antonio, he's gone away, left me alone, all on my own. I'd like to meet him with his new sweetheart. Then up will go Antonio and his ice cream cart." She sought in despair for Antonio and looked everywhere that she thought he'd go. Soon she to pine began as each face she'd scan for her ice cream man. She faded away, but they say on the streets the girl with that voice still repeats, "Oh, oh, Antonio, Pizza Express, macaronio, pomodorio, pastado, castrato, up will go Antonio and his ice cream cart."
Well, that woke you all up, didn't it? Thank you, Janet. Fantastic. Next on our line-up this afternoon, it's yours truly, Chairman's Choice, for the song which hasn't aged today. Well, it's aged today, but it's as relevant today as it was when it was written in 1890. Strolling so happy down Bethnal Green, this gay youth you might have seen, Tompkins and I and his girl between. Oh, what a surprise! I praised the Conservatives frank and free, and Tompkins got angry so easily. All of a moment he handed to me two lovely black eyes. Two lovely black eyes. Oh, what a surprise! Only for telling a man he was wrong. Two lovely black eyes. So next time I argued, I thought it best to give the Conservative side a rest. The merits of Gladstone I freely pressed. Oh, what a surprise! The man I had met was a Tory true. Nothing the Liberals' right could do. This was my share of that argument too. Two lovely black eyes. Two lovely black eyes. Oh, what a surprise! Only for telling a man he was wrong. Two lovely black eyes. Well, the moral you've caught I can hardly doubt. Never on politics rave and shout. Leave it to others to fight it out. If you would be wise, well, better, far better it is to let Liberals and Tories alone, you bet. Unless you are anxious and willing to get two lovely black eyes. Two lovely black eyes. Oh, what a surprise. Only for telling a man he was wrong. Two lovely black eyes. Sing it with me. Two lovely black eyes. Oh, what a surprise. Only for telling a man he was wrong. Two lovely black eyes. Thank you very much. Thunderous virtual applause I can see. Thank you. Well, that's cheered me up. I need cheering up. This lockdown stuff's not getting any better. I got so bored and desperate I tried to teach my dog carpentry. He just made a bolt for the door. Our next all right. That's the level, is it? Right. So our next artiste of the evening is the always wonderful and always delightful Rosie Carlyle. Rosie, give us a tune.
If I knew that someone cared for me, I'd let the world go by. Someone who as true could be, I'd never want to sigh. What would I give today just to hear someone softly say, let the great big world keep turning, never mind if I've got you, for I only know that I want you so, and there's no one else will do. You have simply kept me yearning, and forever I'll be true. Let the great big world keep on turning round, found someone like you. Love, they say, must come to one and all, of low and high degree. Come what may, I'm waiting for the call. It holds no fears for me. Maybe the time is near when the thought of my heart I'll hear. Let the great big world keep turning, never mind if I've got you, for I only know that I want you so, and there's no one else will do. You have simply kept me yearning, and forever I'll be true. Let the great big world keep on turning round. I found someone like you. Now I found someone like you.
Oh, thank you, Rosie. That was gorgeous. Absolutely delightful. Thank you so much. Well, we are zipping through our programme this evening. And in fact, Rosie brings us to the end of our first half. And we have got, for your entertainment now, our now traditional Bloomsbury Serenaders half-time quiz, which has a prize and everything. So, let us, after that, well done for winning that rather lovely book, Voices of Dickens, London. You might be interested to know that A Tale of Two Cities was Quite an unusual book. In those days, novels were serialised, but A Tale of Two Cities was the first book that was serialised simultaneously in two newspapers. Yeah, two newspapers. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Waits for thunderous laughter. Yeah, okay, we found the level, I can see. Let's go on with our second half now. So we're going to have a song now from the very wonderful Fiona Slater. Take it away, Fiona.
For years we had an Aspidistra in a flower pot on a whatnot near the hat stand in the hall. It never seemed to grow till one day my brother Joe had a notion how to make it strong and tall. So he crossed it with an acorn from an oak tree and he planted it against the garden wall. It shot up like a rocket till it nearly reached the sky. It's the biggest Aspidistra in the world. We couldn't see the top of it, it got so blooming high. It's the biggest Aspidistra in the world. When father's had a skinful at his pub, the bunch of grapes, he doesn't go all fighting mad or getting into scrapes. You'll find him in his bearskin playing Tarzan of the Apes up the biggest Aspidistra in the world. We have to get it watered by the local fire brigade, so they put the water rates up £0.50. The roots stop up the drains, grow along the country lanes, and come up ½ mile outside the town. Once we hired the Crystal Palace as an hothouse, but a jealous rival went and burnt it down. The tomcats and the moggies love to spend their evenings out up the biggest Aspidistra in the world. They all begin meowing when the buds begin to sprout on the biggest Aspidistra in the world. The dogs line up for miles and miles, a funny sight to see. They sniff around for hours on end and wag their tails with glee. So I've had to put a notice up to say it's not a tree. It's the biggest Aspidistra in the world. It's getting worn and weary and its leaves are turning grey. It's the oldest Aspidistra in the world. So we water it with ½ pint of Guinness every day. It's the stoutest Aspidistra in the world. The Borough Council told us that we have to chop it down. It interferes with aeroplanes that fly above the town. So we sold it to a woodyard for a lousy £0.50. It's the biggest Aspidistra in the world.
Hey! Thank you, Fiona. Great song, great performance. Thank you very much. Now, you may well be aware that in a few days' time, it is Burns Night. So, we are last two contributions of the evening. We are delighted that in honour of Burns Night, they are going to have a distinctly Scottish flavour. Our first of our Scottish flavoured performers, I'm very delighted to introduce direct from Wembley Stadium in 1977. Please give a big round of applause to Dominic McGrath. Take it away, Dom.
Hello, pals. Hello, pals. I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to you from Glasgow. Glasgow to its friends, but to everyone else, it's Glasgow. And I want to tell you. I want to tell you. I am sober. I am as sober as a lord, as sober as a prime minister. If I appear to be squiffy, if I appear to be spinning around, that's not me. It's your broadband that's scanned. I'm appearing through the Ethernet, through the cloud. Ooh. And you can probably see a cloud of ether around me. Aye. You know, this COVID smackdown has really hit me hard. It's hit me hard. The pubs are closed. But I've managed to find one or two backstreet establishments. Aye. Wee hotels that are open. Aye. Let me tell you about it. I've been out with a couple of cronies, one or two pals of my own. We went in a hotel and we did very well. And then we came out once again. And then we went into another. That's why I'm no sober, I'm sure. We had 4 Doch and Dorises, then sang some choruses. Here, let me sing one for you. I belong to Glasgow, dear old Glasgow town. But there's something the matter with Glasgow. It's going round and round. I'm only a common old working man, as anyone here can see. But when I've had a couple of drinks on a Saturday, Glasgow belongs to me. There's no harm in having a wee dram. It ends all your trouble and strife. It gives you that. Oh, let me tell you. I have a confession to make. I'm no sober. I'm drunk. I'm drunk. I've had a wee dram or two. And this smackdown. Who Disney? Will you keep still? While I'm talking to you? There's no point in being teetotal. When you're teetotal, everyone is your boss. I'm a working man. A man that has a drink is a man. A man with no money. These capitalists, these rich capitalists, you see them going past in their motor cars. Who gives them the money? Who gives them the money that they get? Every penny they have is from me, the poor working man. One of these rich capitalists, he was driving past in his motor car, and he stopped and he lowered his window and he said, "Hey, look at that drunk. Hey, look at that drunk. The wee bastard." And you know the problem was, he was driving past so fast, I couldn't tell whether he was drunk or sober. It's no fair. I tell you, it's no fair. And the price of everything. Have you seen the price of things in the off licence? And the price of plastic bags nowadays? There's nothing in being teetotal and saving a shilling or two. If you've nothing to spend, then you've nothing to lend. Now, isn't that better for you? There's no harm in having a wee dram. It ends all your trouble and strife. that gives you the feeling as everything spins that you have a wonderful life. I belong to Glasgow, dear old Glasgow town. But there's something the matter with Glasgow. It's going round and round. I'm only a common old working man, as anyone here can see. But if I've had a couple of drinks on a Saturday, Glasgow belongs to me. Bye-bye, pal. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dominic. Dominic McGrath. Blimey. That was like Play for the Day with a sing-along chorus, wasn't it? Fantastic stuff. Thank you, Dominic. Well, sadly, we have come to our last artiste of the evening. But on the positive side, it's our great friend, Alec who is I'm going to learn how to pronounce his surname, especially with a Burns Night celebration. But it's Alec who's going to sing us out with a wonderful medley of songs from the musical legend that was Harry Lauder. So, Alec, take it away.
Roaming in the gloaming on the bonny banks of Clyde. Roaming in the gloaming with my lassie by my side. When the sun has gone to rest, that's the time that we love best. Oh, it's lovely roaming in the glow. Roaming in the gloaming on the bonny banks of Clyde. Roaming in the gloaming with my lassie by my side. When the sun has gone to rest, that's the time that we love best. Oh, it's lovely roaming in the gloaming. I love a lassie, a bonny, bonny lassie. She's as pure as the lily in the dell. She's as sweet as the heather, the bonny bloomin' heather, Mary, my Scotch bluebell. Would you stop your tickling joke? Would you stop your tickling joke? Then you make me laugh so hearty, or you'll make me choke. I wish you'd stop your nonsense. Just look at all the folk. Oh, would you stop your tickling, tickling, stop your tickling joke. Through life is a long, long road filled with joys and sorrows too. As you journey on, let your heart be strong for the things most dear to you. With life and love 'tis so, but onwards we must go. Keep right on to the end of the road. Keep right on to the end. Though the way be long, let your heart be strong. Keep right on round the bend. Oh, you're tired and weary, still journey on till you come to your happy abode, where all you love you've been dreaming of will be there at the end of the road.
Hey! Thank you, Alec. Wonderful.
Give that man a haggis.
Go on yourself, Dominic.
Thank you very much, everybody. That brings us to the end of this evening's entertainment. So if you could give a big virtual Bloomsbury round of applause and some appreciation to our artistes for this evening. So that's for Elaine, Janet, Rosie, Clive, Fiona, Dom, and Alec. And most of all, make sure you give yourselves a big round of applause. Because let's face it, if it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be a show. This would just be us spending our Friday evenings dressing up and dicking around on Zoom. So thank you for coming. Hope you enjoyed it. We will look forward to seeing you again at our next show. So one last round of applause.